all of our friends in the comfy bunker, the foxhole. Good afternoon to you guys. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having an awesome Tuesday. It's going to be a fun show today. We'll pick on the mainstream media, talk some election, talk some COVID and vaccine stuff, all kind of good stuff to get into today. But let's start with a little roll call. If you're hanging out in the foxhole, if you're in the comfy bunker, say hello, drop us a line in the live chat, and I'll say hello and say what's up. I see tons of familiar names in there already, so let's get started. At the very, very top, we've got our friend Floyd Standiford Due Diligence, who checks in first almost every day. The Joyful Lily, never far behind. Cindy Anon, 5x5. Deckard B in the house. Good to see all of you guys. All of my early birds out there. Ozarks Freedom Girl, welcome. G Ross in the house. Good to see Gene Ross. Jane Jetson as well. Floyd Jammer. Awesome. Good to see you guys. Space Cookie 1. Good to see you, Space Cookie. We got 2A Freedom Rider, my man, checking in right here in my backyard, Pittsburgh, PA. Good to see you, bud. Secrets, Brian. Always good to see Brian out there. I hope you and Jess are doing well, my friend. Rach, GC25, always in Texas. And Steve B in the house. What's up, guys? Cabin Girl for Trump. Warrior in the Garden, Dave MC. And Markle Anon all with us today as well. We got Clover Lily and Oilman 94. Welcome, guys. Oilman, I hope you're well. Same with you, Clover Lily. Two big supporters of the show right there. Let's see, Zoe in the house. Big Mamoo and Go Dog Go. DX, United We Stand. Truckin' Butch. What's up, Butch? How you doing, bud? Just south of me down there in West Virginia. Got Ghost Pepper, Aurelius Locke, Mary One, Tesla Dove kicking it with us today. Great to see you, Tesla Dove. Barb Robbins in the house. Welcome, Barb. How are you? Laura QAnon. What's up, Laura? I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Jane Jetson, thank you so much for the cookie. To Torcana in the house. Chainsaw Chet. Took me a second there. Good to see you. Zoe, Misfit, Tweety52, Laura with the shade says, let's go. Thank you for that, Laura. Appreciate you guys hooking us up with some early gold pills. Roy Stones and Bones checking in from the West Coast. We got Mikey Baseball as well. Laura Y right in my backyard. Good to see you guys. Cicely, welcome. Paul Thaddeus, thank you for the cookie. Much appreciated. It's a second. And then Sean Joe hooking us up with a cookie too. Thank you guys again for all the early support. CL Goober in the house. We got Don S. Jay Brewski says, keep on honking. Absolutely. Got to show the love. Got to show the love for all the truckers out there making a major difference. Danny Darko, Luann V, Posy for Hope, and Markle Anon. I think I said hi to Markle Anon twice. That's all right. Emperor's Bitch to you. Good to see you. We got Gorilla P, Mixable, Thumper Rose. Always good to see our old school viewers out there. A Loot Girl, welcome. Jane Jesse says, small fruit fringe group. Thank you for the cookie. Navy Vet, Crazy Eyes. Good to see you. Both Tombstone, Friendly Gator, Amos, and Slick Shoes, Sergeant Peterson, Maga Lobo, Cano Tipper. We've got Delia checking in from Arizona. 123 RMW, Clemente Pablo. Navy Vet says, looking burly mountain man, keck. Yeah, I know it's getting ridiculous. I don't know what I'm doing about it yet. At some point, I'm going to look completely different here, but we'll see. Genesepi, good to see you, Genesepi. Mr. Green Jeans, PN, welcome. Let's see. Renee in the house. Good to see you, Renee. Black Yoda, Steven, hooking us up with an early cookie. Thank you for that. Daisy Chains, thank you for the cans. It's good afternoon. Good to see you. Asshead, thank you for being here. See you on Flipside. You saw it here. Lynn RC 7, Hour 4 Cents, Play W, Repo Man for Life, Born Deplorable, Brew 525, Wisconsin on, and Diane Brodeen, Pam Dye, Hyrule, McSchwartz, Freeze 1, George Mediver, and I think I said hi to Genesepi. Well, just in case, what's up, Genesepi? Rustafar, Texas Beauty in the house. Doopy, KC Powwow, Wayne's Wife 65. Welcome. 123 RMW. Thank you for the cookies. Says howdy from Texas. Bender 2NQ1, Par 5, Hang 10 Alien Surfer, CJ17. Oh, we got Seasoned Pixels out there. What's up, Pixels? Patriot Drummer, Trick Pony, Mickey, Phil B, Me Too. Lithia, R. Newtone, Ed Bland, who else? Phil B. Me Too. Thank you for the cookie. I'm out of time. I got to get going. Thank you, Crazy Eyes, for the shades. Says hello from Chile, Canada. Love is string up here. Just waiting on Providence trashing all mandates. Right on. Christina Fontana, Kim, Iowa, Campy Stabby, Willie Break It. Thank you for the cookie. Play W. Thank you for the cookie. And Uper Viking in the house. Jolene, Joe Aline or Elaine. Thank you for being here. Kiz, Ryan, our cloaked unseen. Oh my God, all of our friends in here. I try to give myself an extra couple minutes today, and that just didn't work out. Thank you guys for all the early support. Thank you for being here. Please continue having fun out there in the live chat. I am going to officially start the broadcast. We'll be right back.
This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The economy is roaring. The ISIS caliphate is defeated. They tried to divide our country, to poison the national debate, and to tear up the fabric of our great democracy. Our movement took on the political establishment, the corrupt media, and it's never been more corrupt than it is today. They wanted to destroy a movement like our country has never seen before. This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. They're never taking it away from us.
The narrative is. I want to show all kinds of opinions.
Which sounds great, but not all opinions are created equal. You think about major newsrooms like CNN that have health departments and desks and operations that work hard on verifying information on COVID-19. And then you have talk show stars like Joe Rogan who just wing it, who make it up as they go along. And because figures like Rogan are trusted by people that don't trust real newsrooms, we have a problem that's much bigger than Spotify, much bigger than any single platform, Kate. But that's what is the heart of this right now.
Yeah, but you're right. It is getting at something bigger that isn't going to be solved in one Joe Rogan video or one statement from Spotify. That's for sure. It's good to see you, Brian. Thank you.
All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Tuesday to all of the Patriots and beautiful viewers out there watching, listening, participating in the live chat. It is time for Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adel Nero. Most of you out there know me as 412, and I'm thrilled to kick off the month of February with three of my favorite people. We got Belushi, we got Drunk Pinata, and Tennessee Homesteader, all going to be riding shotgun with me for the next couple of hours, and this should be a lot of fun. Belushi, great to have you on the panel, man. Happy Tuesday. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Dude, the way the mainstream media is portraying this, I mean, across the board. I mean, truckers, the border. I would love to get Pinata and Tien's perspective on this, but like the way they are panicking is just, it's obscene. It's obscene. It's like for us, it's really obvious, but like the average viewer out there, they're probably looking at this going, wait a minute. This seems really odd. Really odd. And that is where we have started to reach the crescendo, the peak. You know, we've been like I think you were saying, or somebody was saying, pushing up the boulder up the hill. We've reached the top of the hill. So what's going to happen now? We don't know, but this is getting very interesting. Sorry for the onslaught. We just ended the lounge and threw everyone into your chat. So that's why it was a little bit of a mosh pit. I'm happy to be with you guys, and it's a Tuesday. Let's go.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for sending everybody Belushi. I'm thrilled to have you. We're going to break down that clip in more detail in a little bit. I want to go through that and really kind of just have some fun with it. But it was also like the perfect cold open, so I couldn't resist. But we are going to actually play that again here and have some fun, like really kind of breaking it down, because it is fascinating, Belushi, to watch them just stumble and trip all over themselves to try to keep their story straight and maintain any level of credibility or integrity in the process. It's a wonderful dumpster fire to watch.
I mean, it's getting like, it's like the level of desperation. I mean, like they're comparing, like, you listening to Joe Rogan to eating Doritos. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's like, yeah, we'll go through it. Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Shout out to the Dirty Truth hanging out with us in the YouTube chat. Dirty Truth. You got to find us on one of these other platforms in the link below. We won't be on YouTube for long today. Drunk Pinata, happy Tuesday, dude. How are you?
Doing all right. We've been listening to this stuff so much. You're right. You could write an essay on how everything out of his mouth, almost every single word, and the implication of what he was saying and the way he was phrasing it, of like how just absolute bullshit this is. And we'll go through it together. First, they need to fire everybody that they said that they have staff for, because they're clearly not doing a good job. Number one, on Sonnet's face, but it's so weird. The best way to listen to this stuff, guys, you literally have to every single word almost completely invert it. If you listen to it in that way, it's so bizarre.
Yeah, just like everything they say is a lie. So just like, if you just take the opposite side of everything they're saying, then you're like, oh, that's the truth.
Yeah,
like it's weird. It's like it's learning a new language. I mean, like, and Pinata and Deanne have been doing a fantastic job breaking this down on Pinata's channel. Like, when you look at the mainstream media, it's like everything they say is fucking bullshit, like literally. And so, like, if you inverted all of it, it's like you are learning a new language. You are understanding how they project and how they speak, and then your discernment becomes that much more firm. And then you start to have like, when you learn a new language, you have some words that you understand, but then you sort of lean into conversational Spanish or conversational Portuguese or whatever, and you actually understand how to have a conversation with somebody in another language. That's what they're doing with you. They're fucking with your mind.
Well, think about when he says that this information is verified, people take that as like, oh, it was verified by somebody that is able to do so. Well, as the CDC is verifying it, well, there's a backstory with that. The CDC is corrupt, the FDA is corrupt. You see what I'm saying? The way that they speak it's so like compact, but each word is loaded in such a way that you have to understand all the different pieces and to see how they put it together. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm noticing issues with Foxhole chat. It seems to be having.
Yeah, I was having issues leading into this, so I can't get it to load either.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to keep an eye on the chat.
The mats I know the mats are working on it. I was talking to
it was just a little sticky on my end.
Yeah,
it seemed to be going in chunks.
Yeah, hopefully it'll continue to load. I'll do my best to keep an eye on you guys out there as stuff comes up. But we are having some minor technical difficulties in the comfy bunker. I've still got the DLive chat up, watching over there as well, and I'll keep poking my head in on Rumble. Speaking of which, thank you, Kobe Wan. It says a small bribe to keep you on Rumble. I see you, buddy. Thank you for the small bribe. Very much appreciated. Let's say hi to Tennessee Homesteader. We haven't heard from him yet. Homesteader, happy Tuesday, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So yesterday we had the enlightened Dorito, and today we have the massive newsroom. Yeah. Please listen to us.
I love how they make it sound too. We have massive teams and doctors and experts working.
Go to the Cincinnati Bengals.
It just cracks me up, man. It just cracks me up. It's like all this to like convince you. Like I said, we're gonna go through that again because there's just a few things that are said there that's just like absolutely hysterical. The way they try to portray it, and it's complete nonsense. And I call it the Washington or not the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal wrote an article on Joe Rogan's video too, and they completely mischaracterized what he was trying to say. They tried to make it sound like he was like groveling for forgiveness for putting this misinformation out there, and it's just complete nonsense. So we'll continue to talk about all that and continue breaking it all down. First, though, I do want to take care of our sponsors. We've got a couple of great sponsors for you guys today, starting with our friends over at Earth Garden Botanicals. We love Earth Garden Botanicals. Jolene, you guys know her as Earth Garden Living in the live chat. She's an herbalist and health coach. She makes wellness products. She sells them in the state of Montana. And she has been growing her business online thanks to this community and this sponsorship here. You guys have really, really taken to her products, and it's easy to see why. The CBD oil products, or the CBD products in general, are the best I've ever had. The gummies, the tinctures, the topicals, it's all just absolutely fantastic, top notch. All of the ingredients are grown locally, small organic farms. It allows Jolene to sell an amazingly pure and potent product at a ridiculously competitive price. The flavors are amazing: orange, ginger, bergamot, cinnamon bliss, cherry, huckleberry, peppermint, unflavored. All of them are absolutely amazing. And I can't recommend them enough. I've used the CBD oil for my dog, Gunner, who's just about 15 years old now. And it's worked really well with him. I've used the topical for headaches, muscle, joint pain. It's really great stuff. The critter juice is an amazing insect repellent for those of you down south still dealing with mosquitoes right now. I highly recommend it, or stockpile up north for the spring. It'll be warm before you know it. And the fire cider, the elderberry tonic, all just amazing concoctions. Go check it out, earthgardenbotanicals.com. I'm going to be announcing, I think tomorrow, a new product coming your way from Earth Garden. So stay tuned for that. Very, very excited to announce that. Otherwise, promo code WTPI at checkout for 10% off your order. Really, really awesome stuff here. Also, we have our friends over at DiamondSoapCompany.com, DiamondSoapCode.com. Amazing soap, all handmade right here in the United States with all organic materials. Is fantastic product, and it gets better. It's family owned and operated. It's veteran owned and operated. It does not get more America first than Diamond Soap Co. Harold and Laura are married 30 years, veterans of the Air Force Intel veterans. Absolutely wonderful people. And again, it's America first. It's an opportunity to vote with your dollar instead of buying, Procter and Gamble's brands or the big box manufacturers that really don't have your best interests at mind. You buy soap, you use soap every day. You buy it all the time, usually mindlessly. It's a good opportunity to support an America first company with your purchase. Promo code WTPI17, 17% off your order. And much appreciated, all of you guys who continue to support our sponsors in a big, big way. And thank you, Laura QAnon, for sharing the links and the promo codes out there on the different live chats. I really appreciate you doing that all the time for me. And that's it. Those are our sponsors for today. Let's go back to this clip here. And if you guys are donating gold pills, I just can't see them right now. I have no idea. If they're, I can't see the chat. I see the number of them going up. So thank you to you guys who continue to donate, despite the fact that I can't see who's doing it or what you're saying. I'm sure that's all going to load on the screen eventually. The mats are working on it. And I'm not trying to ignore you guys. I can't see anything that's coming up right now. So we'll work through it. We'll make sure we get to them when we can. But for now, just a blanket thank you to everyone who is supporting the show without actually being able to see it pop up. With that, I want to go back to the clip I played here at the beginning. Let's listen to this again. It's only a 38-second clip. It's not that long, but I think it's worth kind of breaking down a little bit. Really one key point I wanted to make, but I'm sure there's more that my friends on the panel will have as well. But let's just start it over.
The narrative is, I want to show all kinds of opinions.
Which sounds great, but not all opinions are created equal. You think about major newsrooms like CNN that have health departments and desks and operations that work hard on verifying information on COVID-19. And
I would love to see like what actual departments they have, right? Because they have Sanjay Gupta, who's just like this talking head doctor who's just going to repeat whatever Fauci says. Otherwise, they just seem to bring in the same, 2 or 3 quote unquote health experts that all echo each other, plus, Fauci from time to time to basically put a bow on it. But you don't see the fruits of a major health desk and this major operation that they portray. But it gets funnier here. Take a listen.
And then you have talk show stars like Joe Rogan who just wing it. who make it up as they go along.
Who just wing it, who just make it up as they go along. They make it sound like Joe Rogan is sitting there by himself giving unfounded medical advice, like he's improving at open mic night, down at the Funny Bone Comedy Center. You know what I mean? Like it's an absolute disgrace the way they're portraying it. Joe Rogan had on two of the most credentialed, qualified scientists, doctors, and experts that you could possibly ask to speak on this subject, in Dr. Peter McCullough and Dr. Robert Malone. Dr. Peter McCullough is like the most published cardiologist in history. He's one of the most respected minds in the field. Hard pressed to find someone more qualified to speak on the effect these experimental jabs are having with myocarditis and heart inflammation. And then you have Dr. Robert Malone, who holds like 9 patents when it comes to the invention of mRNA technology. So who else is more qualified to speak on it? He's talking about long form interviews, discussions with these two experts in the field. There's not winging it. It's not making it up as you go. That's a free form conversation with knowledgeable, credentialed people to try to extract important information and inspire critical thought and create creative thought around a public health crisis, if you want to even call it that. So for Brian Stelter, Mr. Potato Head here, to sit there and categorize these interviews and what Joe Rogan did as just winging it and making it up as he goes is an absolute disgrace and misrepresentation of what they're even talking about here. I'll play the rest of it, and then I want everyone else to take a second to sound off on it. But that's my main point right there.
And because figures like Rogan are trusted by people that don't trust real newsrooms, we have a problem that's much bigger than Spotify.
Real newsrooms, right? That's another interesting one. By real newsrooms. Like, it's a dig at podcast.
Do you see how they slip that in, though? Do you see how quickly they slip it in? Well, that's the linguistic programming. They slip it in. That's a framing of the narrative.
But they're talking literally about the infrastructure behind them. The fact that they have $1 million studios, producers, 100 employees to make their shit go. So that's a real newsroom. It has nothing to do with the content in which they deliver to the people.
You can't get your opinion from yourself. You can't think for yourself. We tell you how to think.
Kohler makes $1,000 toilet. It's still shit that goes in it.
Exactly.
Well said, Tian.
Fantastic.
Well, you guys remember it's illegal for you to possess these WikiLeaks. What you're getting from us.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, let's endure the torture for a little longer.
Yeah, there's only 13 more seconds of it.
If you guys want more, I do it 2 hours.
Much bigger than any single platform.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys want to be punished, punished, go over to Pinata's channel.
Yeah, you get all the torture you could possibly handle for all the masochists out there
for 2 hours.
Oh, you choose to do it, Tien. You're a sadist, or you're a masochist.
Oh my
God,
God,
a sadist. You're a masochist.
God bless you guys. I don't know how you do it, man. Fuck.
Well, what does that make it? What does that make me if it's my idea?
You're the sadist.
Exactly.
I enjoy the punishment. He loves giving it.
Yeah, he loves dishing it out.
Oh, we're getting into dominatrix territory. Okay.
And by the way,
that's correct.
CNN is kind of right, because Rogan just had, he didn't have science. He didn't have Mr. Science.
Science.
As if Fauci would accept that invite to begin with.
Dude,
right?
man, do you guys remember when I came on and talked about what happens when a guy like Rogan comes out and starts talking out against this stuff? Do you remember when we had that show? Dude, look at the panic. They are out of moves. They're like comparing, listening to Joe Rogan to eating Doritos like they're so fucking healthy. Like you can't listen to him. He's junk food. We're the natural healthy, like the pyramid that they tricked us with in the 80s. Like that was the actual pyramid of how you're supposed to like ingest food. And like I know Tian can sound off on this. Like, dude, they've been lying to us for so long. And it's now gotten to the point where they're just like, they can't handle the fact you can't handle the truth, man. Like, what's that movie? You can't handle the truth. Like Potato Head out here. He's, like, oh my God. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it.
You bring up a point that it took me a while to realize it. And it kind of was because we were kind of with the Q stuff and Trump stuff. We were kind of like, come on, are we going to like have actual justice in the United States? And so the problem with this stuff is it goes back so far that you really can't use old stuff to show people what's going on, because it gets so cemented in their mind is that this was the truth of what they were being presented with, that the best way to do it is actually to show them a current thing, because that way you're showing them the process, and the process is the thing that you have to get in the middle of, because the rest of the stuff that they learned that they learned incorrectly because they were media quote misinformation, that will come with time. But you just have to show them how they're currently using it, because otherwise they are already biased in the back of their they're already biased from the start, and that's the problem. So that's what I've been figuring out, and that's what I've been trying to figure out. Like
that's a good point.
I don't know, like a process of deprogramming. That's my goal.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's an excellent point. I mean, one of the things, because my mother's a deep researcher, and her and I talk, off air behind the scenes, and we do a lot of trying to figure out where the white hats are going, where the black hats are going, where the deep state is moving, and what the counterpunches are. And one of the things that we've also figured out, to your point, Pinata, is how do you wake up the current sleepers? How do you wake them up? Well, right on the surface, right now, you know what's funny and the irony, and I was laughing my fucking balls off yesterday because these tweets that I was seeing from Canada, they're like, well, they're honking their horns and we can't sleep. It's been 7 hours and we can't sleep. I go, yeah, are you awake yet? Like, you can't fucking sleep? Yeah, that's the whole point of this whole fucking thing. I thought that was funny. No, I totally agree with you, Pinata. I mean, it's like like they can't even believe the election was stolen. How are you going to tell them that there's a satanic cabal that's eating babies? I mean, you got to start somewhere with these people.
No, absolutely. It's got to start with something a lot smaller in scale and a lot more obvious, unfortunately. I'll play the rest of this here. I don't know how much more there is to get out of it, but just for the sake of completion here.
It's bigger than any single platform, Kate, but that's what is the heart of this right now.
Yeah, but you're right. It is getting at something bigger that isn't going to be solved in one Joe Rogan video or one statement from Spotify. That's for sure. It's good to see you, Brian. Thank you so much.
So they're desperate to figure out how to reclaim some of the credibility or attention, or really just try to get some of the eyeballs. They're so low in the ratings. They've been so destroyed by this, and it's only been massively accelerated over the past few weeks, especially with Joe Rogan and his whole role in all of this. Attacking Joe Rogan was a major mistake.
Big mistake.
Yep.
They could fix it immediately, and they wouldn't even have to hire a big firm, for studies on this. Just tell the truth. Then that's how that's the answer. But of course, they can't do that.
You know what's funny? This adage comes to mind. Desperation is a stinky cologne.
It sure is.
They stink. They fucking stink right now. And people can smell it.
Yep. No, that's really well said. It's really obvious. It's cracking majorly. And the cracks are becoming more and more obvious and visible to even the people outside of our little corner of the internet, for sure. Go ahead. Someone's about to jump in.
The funny part is to whom was he talking? Really? I mean,
yeah. Who's he talking to? Who's the audience?
Because by now those I would presume, we're talking about not even low-hanging fruit any longer. They're the firmly entrenched, tied up with a string and wire on the tree so they'll never fall until they rot viewership, right? The fruit, low-hanging fruit analogy there. But the aspect of, because the only goal that you would have, I mean, in my opinion, the only goal that you would have out of that is to keep somebody from going to look at Rogan. Because otherwise, why badmouth the guy, right? I mean, but it basically says to me that then they realize they don't have that tight of a grip on the people that are viewing them. Even though it's like I mean, it's bottom of the barrel from a perspective of, for a national cable news or cable channel type of thing. They're they're only hanging by their nails there. But so it basically says to me, it says that they're fearful of losing the few they even have. Because, I mean, you listen to everything he said. He just badmouthed Rogan about COVID, and try to compare Rogan's diatribe, the way he put it, to their massive newsroom. But their massive newsroom doesn't have any viewership. So they're only, to me, and I know it sounds redundant, but the only rational thing that I can think of is the reason they're going and the reason they're talking to is, please don't go look at him.
It's definitely, to me, it was just basically like, hello, do you not see my nice suit? Do you see the studio? I'm real. That guy is just a guy. I have CNN behind me, guys. Like, that's like a real company. Like, we have a lot of money, like we're legit. That guy's just a guy, like it's all they have anymore. It's like, well, look how fancy we are.
Right.
Like, could we lie to you with the studio like this? Like, that's essentially what it's been reduced
No,
to.
you're right. But the reason I bring that up is that then you have to look at it saying, then what's the goal? Meaning, he says that. I totally agree with what his, but there's a goal to that, right? Well, the goal is either one of two things: either keep them from looking at Rogan or staying to look at me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
That's definitely the goal. But you're right. Like, it's the lowest rated show on the lowest rated network. Like,
exactly, which basically says to me that they're on the verge of they realize that they're holding on to the people by the very next lie. That's it. One lie away, or as what's the difference between fully vaccinated and not fully vaccinated? One shot. They're one lie away from losing it.
Yep.
And the minute that lie is recognized, they lost it. And they
and TN, how I've been describing it is like they're hanging on the pull-up bar, and like they've been on there for so long that they're like down to their fingertips, and like they've lost the grip, right?
Yep.
So they're like they're cats, like that cat poster, like hang in there, like that cat poster.
Right, exactly.
They're like their finger, like they're losing, like they're gone, dude. They're gone. It's only a matter of time at this point.
Right. Which basically says that they to me, we call it panic, which is true, but it's recognition that they lost the narrative, and they're now just they're pleading at people to stay.
Yes, I agree. No, I completely agree. That's a great point. TN is they clearly don't feel too confident at all in where they stand with a segment like that. No, I mean, I'm really happy with how that's all breaking down. Even just that 10-minute video, 11-minute video Joe Rogan put out is doing damage. And he was even kind of almost apologizing or agreeing with the censorship a little bit. But even in doing that, he brought up a lot of good points that they're trying to focus on a few sentences of this 11-minute rant that he went on and write the story around a few sentences and ignore a lot of really, really interesting and good points that he brings up throughout the rant. So I think it just every little bit of this that comes out, every time that they feel it's necessary to speak the name of Joe Rogan, whether it's in a positive, negative, or any light at all, it just does them more and more damage. I saw a few people on the D Live chat say like it's just free advertising, Streisand effect. They're all going to make this. All this is doing is making people pay more attention to Rogan. Backfires. I completely 100% agree with you guys. The Streisand effect is the one lesson these morons have never seemed to comprehend. They've never seemed to fully grasp this concept of the Streisand effect. And I don't know if they ever will. They continue to push people in the opposite direction in which they really want them to go. All right. I am going to go ahead and just say goodbye to YouTube now. All of our friends on YouTube, thank you guys so much for joining us for the first half hour or so here. I do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the conversation. Hope you're enjoying it enough to continue hanging out with us. If you're watching live right now, I highly recommend DLive and Foxhole, although we are having some issues right now with the Foxhole chat. But there's also Rumble, Cloud Hub, and Twitch. All those links are down below in the description on the YouTube stream. So pick your favorite, get in there and enjoy the show. If you're watching on replay, I highly recommend Rumble. It's the closest thing to YouTube. But otherwise, thank you guys for joining on YouTube. I appreciate the thumbs up and the like button and all that good stuff. But unfortunately, this is the part of the afternoon where we say goodbye